Hello, welcome into this tutorial on how to arrange audio for this, how to start this project for this remix to a video of the Star Wars 9 trailer. You've got all these loops are in a folder. If you're on BandLab you probably don't have all the loops, but we've got another little bit of video for you. First things, let's have a quick look at this video. It's this one. This 1 minute 30 or something.
We've passed on all we know.
It's quite slow in places, but there's some very big sections. You can reflect these kind of bits in your music. So there's some quite good noises in there, but of course there's no music in there. Okay, this thing kind of needs reflecting in your music. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take you through how to do this. So that's just going to float on top. First little bits, if you're in Logic, then you get to import this video into Logic, and that's all easy. If you're in Studio One, as we're going to concentrate on here for a minute, although the techniques are transferable. If you're in Studio One, the best thing to do is to use the Studio One friendly video, which has got a count in at the start. Does that 3, 2, 1, and you press play. That's how we do that. And also, if you set your VLC player, which is a good thing to get, if you set your VLC player to have always on top and minimal interface, then you can get it to sit like that, so you can see it while you're working, which is really handy. I got all the loops down here. We're going to have a play of those. I might have to move a few bits around just so we can see. But first we're going to do the markers. Now, the way in which we'd normally do the markers is that I would, we've got a list of timings for the markers, so you can do that. And let me just click that off. Normally in Studio One you'd start like this. I don't know if Logic's got one of these, but you can actually open up a secondary ruler. You right click on the ruler and you can say open a secondary ruler, time-based seconds. So my top ruler is bars at 110 beats per minute. You need to be at 110, so set your system for 110. So you've got bars at 110. That's very useful. That's what everything will snap to. My snap is on, so everything will just snap to the bars. The seconds underneath, that's how we're going to do our markers. So I might even be able to get rid of the seconds once I've got the markers in. So that gives us a bit of screen back. So the way in which I'm going to do this is I'm going to press play, and then I'm going to just put markers in using the key press. Now in Logic the key press is insert. In Studio One the key press is the key Y, and that will put a marker in as we go. You can also press that, but it's a bit dodgy and slow. So insert for Logic, Y for Studio One, and I'm just going to press play on this as soon as it gets to the 0 mark. So 3, 2, 1, go. Don't worry about that. That's just one of the parts playing. So I'm just waiting to put some markers in. Just looking at the video here.
We've passed on all we know.
So this changes, comes down, and then you get a wide shot. Want one there. There you go. There's a wide shot. There's our marker for the wide shot. There's the TIE fighter coming into view. Maybe a marker for that.
This is your fight.
Let's have a look what else we've got. There we got a marker for that black thing there. And one for the sand coming out of the black. We'll write on these in a minute what they are. We need one for as the TIE fighter goes past, because that's pretty good. Here we go. Now, there's one where the TIE fighter goes past. All of this stuff goes a bit quick. Here we go, let's wait, runs. At the end of the jump, I think. Now, so there's that one, that's the point at which we're going to. And then it comes back from there. Maybe one for that. Not that. That's a bit boring. That's a bit boring. This is pretty good. Pretty good here. There. That's a very good one. So that one. You need to be picky and choosy about what you want.
We'll always be with you.
Here. So I think that's good. And then one right at the end.
No one's ever really gone.
blink. There you go. That's it. So that's our set of markers. I'm going to write on these blank. I'm going to write wide on that because I know that's the wide shot. I can come in here. I'm going to move this down, and I'm going to come in here and I'm going to write on these markers as we go across. So let's press play on that, and let's 1, 2, 1, go. Oops. So the first one we've got is the wide marker. Then the next one we've got,
We've passed on all we know.
is the TIE Fighter. Then I think that's the TIE Fighter coming across. I don't know that that's...
But this is your fight.
Okay. Just going to stop that, just run that one by again so I can see what I've got. I think that might be the one going to black, but let's have a quick look. Best thing to do is to set this back to the beginning. Let's press play. 3, 2, 1, go. Yeah, don't worry about that. So let's see what we've got. I can't stop either of these, we'll just have to do it on the hoof.
We've passed on all we know.
So there's the wide shot now. Great.
1,000 generations live in you now.
There's the TIE Fighter there. That's going to black,
But this is your fight.
which means that's sand. There you go. Which means that is the TIE Fighter running past. Boom, there we go. Which means this must be the jump. So there it goes to black. Then this is the spaceship. Nothing for these. Then that's the mask. I quite like that. Then I think you've got space jump there, and then black. That's one. And then we've got a couple here.
We'll always
This
be
one.
with you.
So that's hill.
No one's ever really gone.
Black again. Great. So there's our markers. Lovely. So essentially, I don't really need the video in front of me now because it's difficult to keep rolling it all the time. So what I will do is I will not have it always on top. I'm going to save my work. So those are these done. Let's just. So I've had to think about what parts I like, and I quite like these parts. So we're going to just unmute some of these. I'll start moving them across from the very word go. To be honest, I just quite like that coming in, just those two coming in. So I'm just going to start duplicating those across. I might bring in. This is the point at which I would say that these are done, so I can probably get away with not having this ruler on there. So I'm just going to get away with not having the secondary ruler. Just click on that. It gives us a little bit more screen. So I'm just going to keep those going. Let's just do it a little bit boring, but let's just keep those going up until the point where it's going to turn black, which is there. Let's bring something in though when we get this wide shot, so we've got something a little bit more interesting happening there. I'm pressing D to duplicate these, and I'm going to take that back so that when you get here, so you might want to get a slightly quicker kick pattern than that. You're welcome to do anything you like with those, to be honest. I think actually the best thing to do would be just simply to just have a single kick. That way we can, there you go, that's copied all the way through. to do something with effects with those later on. I'm going to leave a sweep, not a riser, but a sweep up to this point. Let's have a look at that. That's where it goes black, and I'm going to, so that's where it, so we're going to want something right up to that jump. Let's have something come up to that jump. So there's that riser coming up to that jump, and I think we've got this snare roll as well. I'm going to use that snare roll to come right up to that jump. We'll just have to get that in later on, so they're not on bar line, so it doesn't really matter that much. So that goes to dull at that point. And there's a sweep that happens here. So that's fine. The other side of this, when you come back from the sound, we may as well go from the bar, because it just makes everything just a little neater and a little easier to do. As much as you can, if you can go from the bar, that would be great. So I'm going to use that. I'm going to use that snare. So you basically essentially got a disco rhythm going on there. Let's do that up until the TIE Fighter. Let's do that there, and then let's have something else come in. We can do something slightly funny there. Maybe bring them in wrong-footed, the other side of it. I'm sure we can do something like just having one more kick just there. Let's bring some percussion in here. We'll cut out what we don't want. Yeah, so the other thing is I quite like this. Quite like that, but I'm going to bring it right up to the point of the jump. Yeah, because there's enough noise happening around that jump that'll make it absolutely fine. Let's see if we've got a crash cymbal. There's a crash cymbal. We want that crash cymbal. So let's put some crash cymbals through this. We'll use some impacts later. We'll put a crash cymbal there, so that you've got a crash cymbal on that. Probably won't need it. Definitely don't want that going through. So we'll just cut these things back. So that's where the jump is. What else have we got? We've got this impact noise. These impact noises are just great. So just use these. I would even hazard if we put a kick. No, why not? Let's be cheeky and just put one of those in again. Interesting, we come back on the wrong beat on that, but I quite like it. And again, we can use some more of these sweep ups. So what's going to happen around here? Let's put something in around this TIE Fighter, so that you've just got this moment when this TIE Fighter sort of comes through. Let's just clear that moment out and put something odd in there. And let's yet again use another one of these impacts to another one of these sweeps to what I'm going to do with this sweep is probably bring it in with a volume. And again, let's use a cymbal there. We got a cymbal crash. Let's use a crash cymbal. Gonna have to get that in time. So there's just a few little bits there. So go to town, make it work. So that second one of those sweeps is way too much. We're going to take that down a bit, and yeah, let's just see how that looks with the video. So we want the video back. There's the video. I'm going to right click on it, and I'm going to say always on top, because now I want it back again. We'll do the rest of the piece in a minute, but here we go. Let's play this and start this up. 3, 2, 1, go.
We've passed on all we know. 1,000 generations live in you now.
That's good. So that's about that for that section, and just carrying on is just carrying on the same. It's just finding points which you're working up to. It's the same as working dance music. What you're trying to do is you're trying to create expectations, and you're trying to create movement in the music that moves up to certain points. And the greatest thing about doing this to a video is it shows you exactly the points where you want to move at. The more difficult the move to that you want to work up to. The most difficult thing about video is those points aren't necessarily on beats. So we've done markers in there, we've done bits of audio and arranging audio. We haven't done any effects in here. I was thinking of leaving effects up to your imaginations, but suffice to say, what you want is everything to really tie in with that video. That is the most important thing. I didn't put my little joke in there, which I quite like, but I'm going to quickly just do this on the play out. You don't have to watch this one. It's just kind of fun. So I'm just going to will you zoom in for me, please? Thank you. I think the TIE Fighter's about there. So we're just going to try the TIE Fighter. I'm going to turn that up. Just turn this thing up, because this is this. I'm just going to have that go. I'll tell you what, I'm even going to unmute it. Call me a crazy... I'm going to be really careful about that sweep up, because that sweep up is just too much. Let's try that. That's a bit better. Yeah, it's just this little robo voice saying break. Rewind that to beginning and just say play to that again. 3, 2, 1, go.
We've passed on all we know. 1,000 generations live in you now.
So I'd probably and I'm late. Oh well. The trick is with this stuff to not actually try and do that. I have actually put it late. I can see that I've put it late. That's where the TIE Fighter supposedly goes past. And so actually, yeah, it would be a really good idea to have it exactly where it's meant to be. We're not going to run through that again. Thank you very much for your watching this. Bearing in mind you can ask questions, and we'll get onto the mixing of this in another video. But just for the moment, you need to arrange for this. You need to get your markers in, all of that stuff. Thank you very much.